Hello everyone, Nordic Beast here, and welcome back to the Shipyard. So I'm sorry we really haven't been posting much in Space Engineers last week. I pretty much took a break from the game. I was playing it here and there, but I had stopped doing a lot of work in it just simply because I hate atmospheric thrusters. I have no other way to say it. I think the models don't match the game. I think anything built with them is ugly as shit. In fact, I've built recently a fighter slash scout that can land on planets using those, and I think because of those thrusters it makes a otherwise beautiful fighter ugly as shit. And I hate the fact that we can't use the ion thrusters on there, especially things like my Valkyries you see over there. Can't use them on planets. Why? Because the ion thrusters don't work, even though I designed them to do so, and everybody thought ion thrusters would work on planets before the release. And with the release, bam! Here's a new mechanic that completely changes how the game works, and all your previous shit is garbage. So, that's... Sorry, I know I'm going off on a rant. I'll have another rant here in a little bit, but that just, it irritates me. So I ended up spending a good portion of time trying to find thrusters that were designed before the planetary update, but after the rebalancing, so that they're still powerful, but they work on planets. And I can't find shit. So anyway, all that being said, my cast comes off this upcoming Friday, and I'm trying to use my time to work and build stuff for the Glorious Adventures while I still have time. I'm trying to get the bulk of the work out of the way so I can start recording before people kill me. So that's what I've been doing, and I'm trying to put as much effort in as possible to get it all done and taken care of. So that being said, I started working on my Valkyrie. That stumbled upon some issues I've had on the workshop, and I've made an entire episode about this, so I'll just try and sum up my frustration. I keep having people copy my ships, but so far it's pretty much been the Valkyrie and my Raven, and claim it as their own. And they'll even put inspired by Nordic Beast. One guy put inspired by Nordic Beast, but with improved form and function. As insulting as that is, I actually had to report him to Steam at one point because he didn't have my permission to use it, and he was claiming that it was his own. So eventually he put that insulting piece of crap on there. And now I've got another guy who I ranted about before trying to claim that he just rebuilt one of my fighters from scratch, which was nonsense. In fact, I'll put a picture right here. As you see, it is practically identical. I mean, of course there is aesthetic changes. He moved a lot of parts around, but the actual frame itself, the same. Even internally, new parts, but it's roughly the same. You have the large reactor in the same spot. The oxygen generator and tank are just swapped, but they're in the same spot. And instead of using batteries, he put in reactors. That's it. Even the large thrusters are in the exact same spot, just with bigger housings around them. So anyway, that's my rant on that. It irritates me. I ended up having to put a disclaimer on my damn ships now, saying that they cannot be used or copied or reproduced without my permission. That's the thing. I don't mind people using my work. I just want proper credit. Alright, that's not inspired by. I've been inspired by people before, and I've even claimed, hey, this, it's not even their ship. I'm just giving them credit saying I used inspiration. Where I've built something completely new, just with maybe features from it that I liked. These people are literally taking my frames, redesigning them, and posting them as their own. And that's just plagiary at its worst. Oh, it infuriates me. So yeah, I had to put a disclaimer on there, and I will enforce it. But hey, if you want to ask my permission to use it, and then actually, say, put a link on there and saying that it's not actually your design, it's a reproduction, sure, that's fine. It doesn't bother me none. But these people aren't doing that, and that's what's pissing me off. So, alright, enough ranting. Let's get on to what I've made. So, I rebuilt my Valkyrie, and I re-released it today, so you can actually get it on the Steam Workshop. Put it in the description down below, so you can link to it if you like. This is the original Valkyrie 2. The new one has new paint job, new tail, as you see here, redesigned tail. What else I do? Let's see, the jumpstart reactor is now on the side instead of the top. Let me shut off. There we go. Yeah, because originally it was there, as you see. I'm also bouncing around, flying like a drunk person. I added a housing around the bottom camera just to help protect it a bit more. I removed the vertical thrusters that were in the wings since they don't work anymore. And then I added this air vent on the back. Now, the Valkyrie can't land on planets, obviously, without an expansion pack on the top, which I do have one, but because they have atmospheric thrusters, it's ugly as fuck, and that's why I haven't released it yet. I do have a new hydrogen thruster one. I made a video on it a while back. I'll have to release that one. So, soon, I'll release it. Anyway, so this can actually go into high altitude on a planet, and then you can turn on the vent to refuel your tanks, or if you're using an expansion pack as you're landing, you can refuel. So, now this will be my Glorious Adventures version. This one has the Bulldog Gatling gun. I put this camera on here, but actually, I think I'm going to remove it. I like the turret. I actually have a couple on here. The camera turret, it's from Darth Biomech, but I don't think I really need it, so I'm going to go ahead and remove it. I have the the guided missile mod, but they don't have textures for the Sidewinder launchers yet, or for their decoy launchers. But it's too good of a mod not to have, so I'm putting it on there for now. Hopefully they'll update soon. If not, it's still going to be in the series. So of course I have the opening cockpit, which I love. I have the LCD screens, and I have this fun little mod. It is a HUD mod. The HUD it's a little tiny microchip that's in the nose of the aircraft, or spacecraft, whatever. Oh, also, if you notice, they lowered how far you can zoom in now. I do and don't like that. It makes sense for the game, probably for performance reasons, but actually it's giving me a little stuff. Oh! Hello. My bad. How about I stop knocking my shit around? Anyway, it is giving a little performance issue, but I like the... Why am I like the mod. It's actually this little microchip you see there, and especially because I don't have to put it right up in the nose or anything like that, so it's a little bit more discreet. So I think it's really cool. I'll put the mod author's name down below with the name of the mod and all that, so it's very, very cool. This one performs pretty much the same. I mean, it's slightly heavier. I tried to put the Mexplex heavy landing gear, the retractable one. I did an episode about those before, but it's still, because of the game, when you lock them to the ship, it hurts the roll rate so bad that it's unplayable. So yeah, and this is the reason I was trying to find thrusters that work on planets, just so I could make this one be able to land on planets. I also have ×5 dampeners in here, just so my fighters fly normally again. So much frustration. Alright, now, this is my Irrepressible, and now I've done videos on this before. This is the modded one. So many new things on here. I love it. So first off, this is the symbol for humanity. It came out a while ago. People posted pictures of it or whatever. I think it's quite pretty. I like it. I think it really stands out, and there's a mod for it, so I thought I'd put it out there. And in the Glorious Adventures, the main body of government will be the United Nations. So this is the United Nations ship. It is part of the United Nations Interstellar Navy. So the UNIS. Or UNIN. I'm sorry, UNIN. My bad. First off, and this is probably my favorite part of this episode so far, are these railguns. Holy shit! If you go back a year ago, I have old videos with the original design for these. The mod author did not give up on the mod. He just started supporting it again, and he updated the models, he updated the turrets, because there's a fixed version as well as this turreted model, and they look fucking awesome. Now they have an extremely long range. Now also you can control how quickly they move and all that, so he has set them to like a lower standard, so they move slower now, and they just look awesome when they extend out. I love it. Here, actually, let me give you a quick show on how that works. You notice I have some of those camera turrets in here. I think those are great on large ships. The only real internal difference I've done in here are Sage's bed, Ecto Sage's beds. Boop. Alright. Go ahead and extend these out. I'm not big on the sound. Not too big on that, but alright, there we go. Now they're extended out. Turn them a little bit. Let's go ahead and look at this. Look at them move. Is that not awesome? It looks like it should be on a spaceship. I think it's cool. Some might think it's ugly, but I think it's absolutely awesome. Now, the turrets on here are by Fancy Fez, which I was just at his page and found out he was Polish. I did not know he was Polish. I assumed he was American for some reason, but this is his pikeman turret. I've had these on episodes long ago, again, like a year ago, and I freaking love these things. Well, they're another one where they don't quite match the aesthetics of the game, and that bothers me a bit, and I've been trying to find replacement turrets, but I can't really find anything I like, so I'm going to stick with them for now. I was trying to use Darth Biomech's laser turret, but it does almost no damage. They have an extraordinarily long range, but practically no damage. They're only good for intercepting missiles. That's about it. The problem with these pikeman turrets, though, is they lag out the system because they do a lot of damage with a high rate of fire. Do I have my... Oh, okay, it's off. So the game has to do a lot of calculations as they fire, and that can be a bit of an issue. So these can be a bit of a pain in the butt to use, at least on your system, especially when all four are going. So, last weapons mod added to this would be Inkster's nuclear... I can't remember if it's bomb or missile, but it basically fires like this giant nuclear torpedo that can destroy my Beowulf station over there, which you can see is quite a hefty station, in one hit. It can also destroy my carrier there, the Hand of Tyr, in one hit. It's freakishly powerful, but the round itself goes 105 meters a second, so it's right at the edge of the performance of the game for actual ships. So it's not exactly catchable, you can't really catch up to it, but it's slow enough that automatic targeting systems can shoot it. But I mean, even if it blows up close to a station when it's being, you know, targeted by defenses, there's a good chance it's going to blow up a chunk of whatever you're shooting at. So I set it up as a bomb launcher pointing down, and it is so brutal. So the Irrepressible here is actually, as far as the in-game stats or like its in-game story, this is a prototype. This is supposed to be, think of the United Nations much as the Federation in Star Trek. That's the basic idea of it, where humanity has finally united together, you know, as one country, basically, as a race, as opposed to separate countries, which would be a problem earlier on in the story, in the backstory for the series itself. So I don't want to give too much away. Anyway, this is going to be like the first pure warship designed, and with lots of advanced systems, which is why it's using so many mods. My idea for mods in the game are two things. Either A, it's going to be something I believe that belongs in the game, like all the stuff that's on this Valkyrie, or it's going to be advanced weaponry like the railgun system here. Now, the balancing factor for the railgun system, just while I'm thinking of it, is they fire only once every 12 seconds. Very long ranged, very powerful, but it moves slow, targets slow, and fires, well, I think it's like 5 rounds a minute? So that's pretty goddamn slow. Yeah, this thing's a powerhouse for its size, though. I mean, it fires 8 missiles, has 4 of those super powerful Gatling turrets, a nuke launcher, and 2 massive railguns. Yeah, this thing, woo. Yeah. So, yeah, this will be in the Glorious Adventures, this will be in the Glorious Adventures. These guys I'm all working on for it. But first, this big one here, this is the NID transport. I designed this recently to transport everything in the NID to a planet. Literally everything in the NID. It has 32 cargo containers. It has everything that the entire NID server has. Like, you could put everything in it, including people, and support them for pretty much an indefinite amount of time. Now, it does not have like a refinery or anything like that. The idea was to grind everything down that you want to take with you, put it all in the containers. Any ships you can't part with, I have a nice big 0G landing bay here. You can dock on top or the bottom. And then there's tons of cryo space in here. All down here. There's 8 cryo bays with a med bay here. 2 empty floors. People can build whatever rooms they want. I have a deck up here that's like a conference room. And then, of course, bridge. I'm not going in there just for time's sake. So it's not all quite done yet. I mean, it's pretty much as done as it's going to get, but I still need to get all the systems working, like all the LCD panels and all that. So, of course, we have the lovely Glorious here, which I recently repainted. So, I mean, not a big thing, but yeah. I'm also going to probably rework a little bit of the internals for different things to help it match in game a bit, as far as like the series goes. And then of course my midwinter over here, which I will add into the game as well, or into the series. I keep saying the game. It's already in the game. That'll be added into the series as well. And I've updated my Hand of Tyr carrier because I believe this will have to be in there at some point as well. I updated its coloring, which I will have to update further, and as well as its like ridges on the side here. Actually, you know what? I might keep the coloring as is. So, and then of course my Beowulf station, which this will pretty much be exactly the same. Really? I wonder how that happened. Huh. Interesting. But yeah, this station's pretty much the... Oh, there's a big hole in it. So other than the apparent battle damage it's taken, the station will pretty much stay exactly the same. I'm just going to update it. The inside is pretty much done. Same thing as with a lot of my other ships. I need to update the LCD panels and all that. So I will have more for the like more ships for the Glorious Adventures. Oh, look at that. That's an ice planet, by the way. That's by the mod author Angel. I'll put his name and the name of the mod down below. It replaces everything on an Earth planet to make it ice. I had to do it. Oof, I love it. I love flying around down there. That's the thing. I do love the planets. I hate the engineering and atmospheric thrusters and all that crap. It's bullshit. I have tried the atmospheric mod, which I think is kind of cool. I hope if they add anything like that, like wings, where, you know, something to provide lift, I hope they model something in the game that's a little bit better than that. The mod is fine, it's just you're very limited by the wing blocks he's given you. But I think it's a good concept. That, and without proper wheels in the game, or landing gear or any of that shit, you have to rely on atmospheric thrusters in order to land. So, that's enough of my rant there. Oh, so a few of the things I've noticed that they've changed in the game, if I haven't mentioned before, was, like I said, with the... If you look here, you got the normal camera. It doesn't zoom very far anymore. And it's very limited in its zoom. So that was kind of a bit of a sneak update there. As well as recently they added, like, all the new doors on the conveyors and the cargo pods you see there. So that's all new. I know I'd seen a couple other things that popped up recently, but I don't remember what. Oh, look at this. There's a new hitbox for getting in the cockpit. That's the big one. Instead of it just being like, alright, you look here, say I come up here and I'm like, oh, yeah, you can kind of, but yeah, look at that, just barely. So, but you gotta sit there and fuddle with the damn hitboxes trying to get it to work. Lastly, because of that, come on, open you stupid door. They did that for these chairs now, so the whole thing, as well as back here and there. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So, anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, please hit that like button, and I'll see you guys next time.